Okay, everybody's Michael Cstore Center, and today I kind of wanted to go over something that I came across. It's PDI Cstore Essentials. It's a demo. I know a lot of people, a lot of independents use this. I know a lot of people ask, what's the best back office? And so I thought I would take a look at it today, give my feedback, my opinions based on my experience, and really in trying to maximize efficiency and eliminate issues at store level. So it's a 32-minute video. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to break it down here into pieces. So this will be 2, 3, 4, 5. There'll be 6 videos, okay, that I'll do so that it's not all at one shot. So we'll go ahead and get started real quick.
Hi, and thank you for joining today's demo for Cstore Essentials. We are a cloud-based back office company that connects to about 95% of the POSs in the gas station industry.
Okay, so I'm going to skip there, just kind of get a little introduction, and we'll get started. You can see the layout of this, but let's get into this section here.
Data. This is basically where you're able to see your day-to-day operations, what's happening at your site at any given time. This is in real time. As you can see, you have your transaction by transaction tickets here. On the right-hand side where it says transaction details, you can see the details of that transaction. You scroll down, it gives you the full tally of that transaction ticket. Moving to the bottom of the screen.
I'm going to stop right there. It'd be nice to have a transaction number, right? Because if a customer calls, if you're able to monitor this from anywhere, and let's just say somebody calls with a complaint, it'd be nice to have a transaction number to refer to. Obviously, you can do a dollar amount too, but I would also like the ability to scroll back and scroll forward. Just my thoughts.
Here where it says store name and store summary. Basically, this is giving you your totals for the day in sales, how much of that is in your grocery sales, and how much gallons or volume of gas that you've sold for that day.
Just something real quick. I think that's pretty cool. This is a good little snapshot dashboard. It's nice to have your sales. You can see your grocery sales. It would have been nice to have gas in dollar amount as well. Yes, you see the volume, and I guess you could take the time and do the subtraction or think about it. But it's just, one of those things that'd be nice to have it in dollars and volume as well.
Towards the middle of that screen right here where your alerts are, no sale, line, voids, and refunds. This will give you details on how many alerts you've had throughout the day. So if you wanted to get more granular and you wanted to see exactly what's going on in your site, you can see that by going up here on all types of transactions and select which one you want to see in more details of. So if you wanted to see line voids, you just click on line voids, and only those transactions will pull in here. So as you can see, it gives you the details.
And that's one of the things that I was alluding to maybe a little earlier about being able to scroll forward and back. It's nice to have this little thing. And while I'm on the subject, no sales. I always run into issues with managers discouraging employees. Don't use the no sales, because every time Mike comes in, he gets mad at me. That's not the case. I would clarify and say, look, we need to be able to track employees, but why do they have so many no sales? Are they just opening the register? Are they doing things that they're not supposed to be doing? So that's a conversation I'd have with a manager. But we want to be able to track that, because if you tell employees don't use the no sale button, they look for creative ways to open that register, and then that's just going to create more work for you later on. You want to be able to see who's using, how many times. You want to establish trends, and so you want to make sure that you don't discourage people from using it. It's there for a reason. That's why they have that key there. Don't take that away. It's going to only hurt you.
Of exactly what was voided out of this particular ticket. Not only that, it gives you the information of which employee took this transaction and at what station this took place. And then it also gives you the date and time stamp up here as well.
Again, that's helpful. Transaction number would be nice as well, with the ability to scroll.
Also, we give you a gauge of how much fuel you currently have in your database or in your site. This is information that is plugged into the store on a nightly basis. So if you're doing your stick readings or your Veeder-Root or tank monitor readings, you would enter that information right in here, and it will tell you the following day how much fuel you currently have on hand.
That's pretty neat, but you have to make sure that the stick readings are accurate. Sometimes they bounce around, they get bad stick readings if it's their employees. So you want to make sure that those are accurate, okay? Because otherwise, garbage in, garbage out.
So this basically covers our live transaction portion. Now we'll go into the POS data. This was basically what it gives you information on is your day-to-day sales. So this is previous day information, not in real time. What we saw earlier was in real time. This is the previous day's info. As you can see, it gives you merchandise sales, non-merchandise sales, gas sales, and it also gives you a foot traffic throughout the day that's occurring at your store. It's an hour-by-hour transactions, and this is more of a high-level report.
So visuals are great. That's nice. On a day-to-day, it kind of lets you see things a little, paints a more accurate picture. As far as the foot traffic and all that, this is handy. So whenever you're trying to decide, okay, where do I need coverage? Where's my customer counts? Where do they spike? This is the busy part of the day. So when you're looking at scheduling, this is nice to have.
That you can see in here. Another report you can probably look at here is your department sales. So if you wanted to see more details of your department sales and you wanted to see which time frame you wanted to customize, it can be weeks, months, years, however you want to see that. So we'll just look at the previous month and run that report, and it gives you the details on that as well. As you can see, all your departments are listed here. It gives you your gross sales, any discounts, promotions, refunds, or voids applied, and then it gives you your net sales at the very last column there. If we scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see the totals, and it gives you a breakdown of those as well. Let's look at another report, which is sales comparison. This basically gives you details on your year to year, month to month, day to day, however you want to see that. Again, any customization and dates can be done here. So we can look at the last 2 months and see exactly what our report or where we compare between the two. Your departments are here.
All right, this is kind of neat. To kind of see what, how you are doing compared. You can see the changes, and this can help you identify some issues you might have. I would use this also to compare this year to last year. So pretty handy, looks like. My mouse is very sensitive, and sometimes I
date range 1 belongs to the first month, and then the date range 2 belongs to the compared month. And then also, as you can see, the difference right here, and it gives you a percentage variation, and all the totals are listed at the bottom. Same goes for fuel. So it takes the tally of how many days are calculated in each time frame, and it gives you the overall overview of it, and then your percentage variation at the very back end. Let's take a look at Pricebook. Pricebook will basically cover the way we export the Pricebook is we take it out of your current register or your POS and copy that data with the description, the retail, and also your tax types. So as you can see in here, you'll be able to see all your items that are listed in here. Now, we do real-time tracking of inventory as well. If you keep track of a product, it'll give you real-time data on that. As you can see, this particular product here, there's a count of 10 that you have on hand. If it's out of stock, it'll also bubble it out for you.
A lot of out of stocks, just an observation.
Like that. If you're not tracking a particular item, you'll just see an empty symbol like that that we see right here for this particular item here. So you have the functionality to keep track of inventory as you need for any product. For changing prices, you can go in here, go to bulk price update. The best way to change prices is if you do a bulk change. So if you have, basically your price groups set up in here. So price groups are basically all items that are similarly priced. You put them in a group, and then if the price changes in that group of products, you can go in and change those prices all at once. So let's take an example of the Grizzly roll here and then search that. So it looks like you've got 5 items in this particular group. And let's say this group went up by $1, for example. So you just say plus $1. And then you send it down to the each product. As you can see, your previous price was $26.95. Now it's saying it's going to be $27.95. You can either save the changes or you can send it to register now.
So one thing to really think about here is you need to adjust your inventory levels. So it's one thing to adjust the price, but you've got to adjust your books. So in situations like this, whenever there's a price change, a markup, a markdown is usually what we refer to it in the business. You want to get counts so that you can adjust that inventory level properly. Otherwise, if and when you have a group come in to do audits, inventories, your numbers are going to be just way off if you don't do that part of the equation there.
You send it to register now, it'll send it in the queue, and it'll basically ask for your permission to send it through the register. When you send it to the register, it takes anywhere from maybe about 4 to 7 minutes for the data to be sent, depending on how many items you're sending as far as price changes go. And this can be done remotely, so you don't have to be at the site to do this. It's you can be at home or remote.
That's scary, that you can be at home and change the price. I mean, it is convenient, but again, you need to get physical counts. How much is how many of these do you have? Because this is another way for somebody who might be a manager to kind of pad their inventories, right? They can claim that they, whatever. So we want to make sure, because even though a lot of this is scan based and it does deduct from your inventory when it sells, you have to account for shrink. And if you're not adding this stuff up, or on the other side, if you're getting a miss pull, you're getting something wrong come in, and again, you don't have proper check-in procedures, you might think that you have 10 rolls of the Grizzly Mint long cut in a roll, but in reality, you don't, because they sent you the wrong item. So this is real convenient, but it's really easy to create some problems for yourself. We're almost done.
Remote office, whatever it is, you can make those changes and send it to your sites. Let's look at the lottery portion now. The lottery is basically
and we're going to go ahead and stop right here, because again, I don't want to get into the lottery. This is already longer than I expected it to be. It's nice to know what your margins are. So there's some stuff that is beneficial, but again, there are things that you really need to be careful with, because you can create some issues for yourself. So hopefully that helps. And if you you find this helpful, or you like the information, be sure to share with others. You can subscribe to the channel as well, like the video, and I'll be putting out more content. So thanks again for watching.